A Gay and a Non-Gay is a podcast from James Barr and Dan Hudson. Whether you identify as gay or non-gay, you'll totes be offended by this.
What are you going to wear? Because it's really important. I don't want to be sat next to you if you're like looking like a four.
What would you want me to wear?
I don't know, something cute. Do you have your gay ice cream shop t-shirt? Do you want to wear that?
Yeah, I could wear that.
Or do you want to wear something that makes you look more mask and more like dom top?
Should I wear like a black t-shirt? Like a black...
That just went over Dan's head.
What? Sorry, what was that?
Dom top just totally went over Dan's head.
Who's Dom top?
Who is Dom Top? I don't know, but I want to check out his Facebook page. Welcome to a gay, woo, and a non-gay. Bleh. And don't forget that you can vote for us in the Listener Choice Awards by going to BritishPodcastAwards.com/vote.
Yeah.
But
they did release like a short list of like the top 20 and we're not in it. So that may be a lost cause at this point.
They have had thousands of votes, and I don't think we've had thousands of votes.
No.
So anyone listening right now, please do it, because we only have about 3 listeners. All 3 of you count.
Especially our friends in America, because bizarrely we have a lot of fans in America. And 69 in Korea, I believe. Which must be South Korea, surely.
You'd hope so.
Well, we would just be banned, wouldn't we, in North Korea?
Don't know.
There's no way they're going to let a podcast with the title A Gay and a Non-Gay get through their filter, are they?
I don't know. Maybe we should retitle it.
A Kim Jong-un and a Kim Jong-il.
I don't know where this is going. I feel uncomfortable talking about North Korea. They have really bad haircuts. That's all I have to say on that matter.
Oh, okay. Well, that's Human Rights Watch over for this week. I picked up a copy of The Guardian.
Oh, fuck off.
This weekend.
No, you didn't.
No, I did.
Oh, Dan. I don't want to talk about it.
I did. James's article is now out.
Okay, so
regular listeners to the podcast will know that James went on a date with a guy called Colin a couple of weeks ago.
That's true.
And we discussed that at length
in the last podcast.
And you can now see this article in Saturday's Guardian.
Yeah,
online.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I just want to say as well, that photo is not representative of how I look in real life. I don't think. Do you think that, Dan? Well,
there's 2 photos, isn't there?
Is there? I haven't looked at it. I only looked at the picture on Twitter, and people sent me... I had a lot of text messages. It was really awful.
What were your text messages saying?
Many of them were shocked at how young I am, but, you know... many of them...
Aren't we all?
Many of them were telling me that it was a bad photo, which is really quite rude, actually. And the headline they used is so bad.
Yeah.
Someone tweet me saying... I haven't even read this yet, but I know that's a quote from James.
So the headline that James is referring to is a quote from James that says what? I'm sure he thought I was really lovely. He definitely thought I was really lovely.
He probably thought I was lovely, but they edited that because he probably thought I was lovely, but quite intense, which is an accurate description of me, I think.
So it's fake news.
It's what?
Your
they edited.
The
yeah, they've The Guardian is now. It's been disrespected in my head. So yeah, I went on a blind date because Dan thought that would be a great idea, and now he's talked about me. So we both discuss each other.
Yeah.
And then put it in The Guardian. So he gets asked questions, I get asked questions.
Anyway, to discuss this further, please welcome Colin.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
You're joking. What? No way. You haven't.
Yeah, yes, I have. Why would I have not done that?
Oh my God, Colin's walking in the room. What have you done?
Surprise.
I'm dying.
So I tweeted Colin, asked if he wanted to come on the podcast, and here he is. So here we are.
Oh my God.
By the way, I don't really like my name either.
Oh, right.
Just FYI.
Okay.
Really?
Oh God.
Well, I don't see what the problem with.
What are you doing?
I don't see what's wrong with Colin as a name.
I mean, it's not my fault. You know, I can't pick my own name.
Okay, wait. So,
but, you know,
you're responding to. You've heard the last podcast, right?
I might have. Or all my friends listened to it, and I got a full brief.
No.
I got a full breakdown of what happened, but then I decided to listen to it last night. It was very interesting.
Please kill me.
I can't remember what we said. What you said in it.
Why?
I mean, this is.
Why are you here? Is this date 2? I don't know.
Well, I hope not, because I am also here. Colin, anything to add to the article?
No, apart from they cut all my funny bits out.
Oh, really?
I was actually quite funny. We went to that bar, and James said that they were playing Gangsta's Paradise, which was apparently the first single that he'd ever bought.
Right.
And I was going to be like, oh, well, that's much more cooler than mine, because mine was the Power Rangers single. But I didn't actually want to say it, because I was like, I'm not going to say that on a date. But I wrote that, and I thought, that's quite a funny anecdote. So I was like, it didn't go very well, but, might get some other offers if I think people think that I'm funny. But the Guardian went and cut it out.
Oh, awful. They're so awful. An awful newspaper.
Also, you'd think they'd be able to put a filter on a photo, right? They can't even do that.
I think I look awful in that photo. Like, how would you rate that photo? It's all about me. From how it looks versus real life.
I think both of us don't come out very well in our photos, to be honest.
Colin looks so much better in real life than in this photo.
All right, Dan, get a room.
Completely objectively.
Objectively, I think
Colin's got a really nice smile, which is just not in this photo.
I like that we're exposing the Guardian.
Yeah.
For the fake news rag that it is. That is not an accurate photo of me.
Some alternative facts.
Colin. Okay, so sort your life out, Guardian Media Group.
Gay.
Your scoring system was quite interesting. The thing is, I actually changed the score that I did. The thing is.
Okay, so in the last podcast, awkwardly, I said I'd given Colin a 6, but it is not a 6. It's a 7. I gave Colin a 7.
But did you do that because did you feel guilty?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
I changed it. I did. I emailed them and said, wait, this is not okay. I need to change this, because I'm massively backtracking. I was like, I didn't know whether I was giving you the points or the date the points. Clearly, I was giving you the points. So this is total rubbish. Wait, let me think of another excuse. It was more entertaining. No, I just was like, oh wait, no, I've got that wrong. So I've got to, I changed it. Okay, I'm dying. Why? What did you originally find? You did the same thing?
No. I actually give you a 7.5.
Okay,
but then I cut it down to 7.
Right.
Do you know what? I don't even know.
Did you email them and say, hey, I want to change?
No. I had literally written it all out, and I was like, nah, I'm changing that to 7.
Okay.
But I don't know why.
From 7.5.
Yeah.
You draw me down.
I did.
That's kind of awkward. I went up. Also, to be honest, out of guilt. No, I also wanted a better score. I wanted to have a better score. So quite evilly, I thought if I mark you down, then I'll get a better score and I'll look good. So that's really what was happening. And then I was like, no, that's really awful. So I changed it. Why did I go from half to 7? Just out of interest.
Do you know what? I don't know. I think I was like, oh no. I was like, how was that? And I thought, no, it was a reasonably good date. It wasn't one of the, it wasn't the worst.
What does that mean?
It wasn't one of the worst.
What does that mean?
It
wasn't the worst.
Well, it wasn't. It was 7.5. Is like, oh, that was a good date. 7.5, but it wasn't that good. It was okay. It was better than okay, because okay would have been like 5, 6. And it's slightly better than okay. So I was like 7.5, probably over-egging it a little bit. 7. 7's reasonable. 7's good.
What? Hang on. Why is it in your? Why are you saying it's not the worst date you've ever had? What about me was awful? This is really interesting. I've never managed to do this, psychoanalyze someone I've been on a date.
This is like a therapy session run by your attacker. This is what this is like. It's really, really.
Why did you say it's not the worst date?
I think we're to be fair, that's just a phrase, isn't it? It's not like,
I don't know. Is it, Colin?
Yeah, it's just a phrase. It's just.
Don't put words in his mouth, Dan.
It just wasn't the worst date or evening I'd had. I think that's a fairly.
I mean, it does make it sound like it was pretty awful, though. You know what I mean?
It wasn't awful. No, because it wasn't awful. Because it wasn't awful.
But it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
What about it could have been better?
Well, I was really nervous, and I think that from that point of view, I think that's what I was saying. Like, I was bad chat. I was actually not very good chat. We spoke about politics, and I actually didn't want to talk about politics at all.
Right.
Because that's what anyone ever wants to talk to me about when I tell them what I do.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, let's talk about Netflix or Eurovision or whatever. not politics, because I have to deal with that every day.
Well, I guess that's probably my fault, because that was an easy thing to talk about that involved not talking about me. Or like, I don't like talking about myself.
And if I'd realised who you actually were, like I did after the date, I would probably have spoken more about that.
Oh, so apparently Colin used to listen to you on the radio.
Okay. I mean, that's not. It is a surprise, but it's not really. I mean, I'm on the radio.
I thought it was interesting. Clearly, you don't. So you didn't tell Colin what you do then?
I did. He's here.
I was told that you were a stand-up comic.
Oh, that's so weird that they wrote that.
And how soon did you realise that he wasn't?
5 minutes in? No. Sorry, I'm just getting my own back here, because that podcast, I actually got a text message from one of my mates who said, James Barr has literally ruined your dating life, because that podcast is not good. I mean, they were like, next time you're going to date, change your name. Change your name.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad. I didn't say anything about you personally.
I mean, well, you gave me a 6. I mean, nobody. Let's be honest.
You a 7.
Nobody wants to go on a date with a 6. Nobody does. I mean, a 7, that's all right. A 6, nah. Just don't bother.
What time is it?
We've got a little while. Don't worry. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I must say, yeah, very much so. Yeah.
What's quite interesting, like I've got tickets to go and watch Graham Norton on Thursday, so I'm tempted to like tell this story in his like big red chair.
No, you're
and
not.
Actually see if it gets aired, because you're allowed to go and try, and I'm quite tempted because this is quite a funny story.
Oh my God, you should totally do that.
Yeah, I am tempted.
What are you going to say?
I am so tempted. I don't know. Like this,
oh no! I
I
went on a blind date. He gave me a 6, and I heard it on a podcast. But then when it got printed, it was a 7. So.
I don't know. Do you know? Actually, to be honest, it's not even like the funniest thing that happened to me. The most awkward and cringe, embarrassing thing that happened to me this weekend, because I was basically in Spain and I came back last night at the airport.
Colin's got a tan, everyone.
I do. And the thing is, everyone looks good with it. I should have got a spray.
I think maybe you'd been an 8 if you
should have got a spray tan before the photo shoot. That would have been better.
Carry on with your story.
Sorry. So my bag was coming off the wee hold thing, or it wasn't. Actually, the first thing that appeared was like a pair of boxers, and they were like bright pink, and I was like, oh, they look like my Ted Baker bright pink boxers, but I was like, nah, they might just be someone else's. That's fine. And then another bit of luggage came through with another pair of my boxers, like on that. And I was like, right, okay, I've got a choice here. Clearly, my bag's like broken, split, and all my boxers have fallen out. So I was like, I either go and pick them up or I don't. So I thought, right, okay, I'll just quickly go and like pick a pair up off the little belt. But it was really busy, so everyone clearly thought, right, okay, his boxers are like all over the belt, the movable belt thing. Then.
This is
more
so
and more.
Sorry, just interrupt. This is on the conveyor belt
The conveyor
at an
belt
airport.
at Stansted Airport, yeah.
So your bag's opened and the full.
Well, I don't know. My bag hadn't arrived
Right.
yet. Literally, just like bits of my boxers were like just coming out bit by bit. So
God.
I was like, I don't really know what to do here. It was really packed. Everyone was waiting for their clothes, and everyone was like, "There's boxers are they?" So I went and grabbed the pair really quickly.
Oh my God!
Fell over. Because I was trying to do it in a rush. So I ended up on the conveyor belt.
Oh my God!
While trying to like grab like 2 pairs of bright pink boxers.
No.
And then decided, okay, just threw them back down. Like, my bag came, like picked up my bag, which had split, like dropping clothes as I went, and just ran out the yes.
And meanwhile, everyone else at the conveyor belt's going, I'm sure I recognise him from The Guardian.
I know, right? See, that's maybe why I got a 6, because things like that happened to me.
You fell on the conveyor belt at the airport.
You didn't get a 6, you got a 7. That's really embarrassing.
It's a 7, but everybody knows it's everybody who listens to this knows it's a 6. Really,
it's not a 6. It's now an 8 because of the tan. I'm really sorry. That's all I can say. I'm not looking at you in the eyes. Do you think I'm mental? With the laugh afterwards. Really, I actually am.
I'm pausing. That's never a good sign.
No, he does think that.
No,
he literally does. He thinks I'm crazy.
Absolutely not.
I kind of feel like I really am.
Maybe 6 out of 10.
Would you...
On the craziness scale.
Yes.
6 out of 10. Okay, that's not bad. I can live with that. I think everyone's bouncing between a 3 and a 6.
I mean, I might push it up to a 7. I'm not sure.
TBC.
I've never got the chance to...
Do you have any questions for James?
Oh, how's the guy you're seeing?
He's gone travelling. So, yeah. Cool. Can we go now?
I guess. But tune into Graham Norton. What Friday?
Oh my God,
Friday night.
No. Tell the story about the underwear. That's much better.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do both.
Both are equally as cringy, I have to say.
Tell the other story as you would if you were in the big red chair.
So I decided to go on, because I can't get dates myself, got the Guardian to pick me a blind date. And the guy seemed quite nice, quite interesting. And, we had it wasn't the worst evening I ever had. And then after we have to rate each other, blah, blah, blah. And that goes in the newspaper, which is fine because I had expected that. So that was fine. Terrible photo and all. That was absolutely fine. However, what I didn't realise is that he does some third-rate, terrible podcast.
Okay, Jack.
We'll see you next week.
If you want more, subscribe at gaynongay.com or on iTunes or, whoever your favourite podcast supplier is. Kisses. Mwah.